When life hits you hard, that's not punishment. That's preparation. Every single obstacle you face is building muscle you're going to need later. The universe doesn't give you what you can't handle. It gives you what you need to grow. You see, I know about struggle. I lived in my car for 3 years, 3 whole years, showering at gas stations, eating whatever I could afford that day. But looking back, those were the years that built my character. Those were the years that showed me what I was made of. And let me tell you something, you'll never know what you're capable of until your back is against the wall. Most people run from difficulty. They see hard times coming and they turn the other way. But the strongest people in history, the ones we look up to, they did the exact opposite. They leaned into the struggle. They embraced the difficulty. And that's what transformed them from ordinary to extraordinary. Think about working out. Nobody ever got stronger by lifting comfortable weights. Your muscles only grow when they encounter resistance. When they have to push against something that challenges them. Life works the same way. The resistance you're facing right now is building spiritual and emotional muscle that's going to serve you for decades to come. I meet people all the time who say they want success, but they're not willing to struggle. They want the crown, but they're not willing to bear the cross. But that's not how life works. Every successful person you admire has a story of struggle behind them. Every single one. The difference is they understood that the struggle wasn't happening to them, it was happening for them. Your struggles are custom, designed for your growth. The obstacles in your path aren't random. They're specifically tailored to develop exactly what you need. That job you didn't get, it was preparing you for something better. That relationship that didn't work out, it was teaching you what you really need. That business that failed, it was giving you the experience you'll need for the one who's going to succeed. When you start seeing your struggles as strength training, everything changes. Your perspective shifts. Instead of asking why this is happening to you, you start asking what this is teaching you. Instead of being a victim of circumstances, you become a student of life. And that, my friend, is when transformation begins. That's when you start to become unstoppable. People are going to talk. They always do. But you know what shuts them up real quick? Results. Don't waste your energy fighting every critic. Just focus on proving them wrong with your achievements. I remember when I first started in comedy. Man, there were so many people telling me I wasn't funny. I didn't have what it takes. I should get a real job. Had I spent my time arguing with each one of those critics, I'd have never had time to work on my craft. Instead, I just kept showing up, kept refining my act, kept believing in my gift until one day, those same critics were asking for tickets to my show. See, talking back to haters is like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. All you do is give them more to talk about, more fuel for their negativity. The most powerful response to criticism isn't a comeback. It's a comeback story. It's showing up day after day, putting in the work when nobody believes in you but you. Criticism often comes from people who have given up on their own dreams. They've settled for less than they're capable of. So when they see you reaching for the stars, it reminds them of what they've surrendered. Their criticism says more about their journey than it does about yours. Understanding this helps you respond with compassion instead of anger. Energy is the most valuable currency you have. More valuable than money, more precious than time. Because how you spend your energy determines how you spend both your money and your time. And fighting with critics, defending yourself against every negative comment, that's one of the fastest ways to drain your energy account. Save that energy for building, for creating, for becoming. The beautiful thing about success is that it speaks a universal language. People who couldn't understand your vision suddenly become experts when they see your results. The same folks who questioned your business idea start asking for investment opportunities. The ones who laughed at your dream begin to study your methods. Success doesn't just change your life, it changes how others see you. Let me tell you something powerful. Your success isn't just for you. Your success is also a message to everyone watching your journey. When you overcome the odds, when you achieve what they said was impossible, you become living proof that they can do it too. Some of your biggest critics will eventually become your biggest students. But first, you have to focus on results, not responses. When pressure builds up, most people explode. What separates winners is the ability to take a deep breath when everyone else is losing their mind. Your calmness is your superpower in a crisis. I've been in those moments where everything is falling apart. Deals going south, plans unraveling, deadlines approaching, with work nowhere near done. In those moments, I've learned that the worst thing you can do is panic. Panic shuts down the rational part of your brain. Literally, the blood flows away from your prefrontal cortex, the part that makes good decisions. When you take that deep breath, you're physically redirecting blood flow back to the command center of your brain. Watch any great athlete in a crucial moment. The game on the line, crowd screaming, everything at stake. The great ones have this eerie calmness about them. They slow down when everyone else speeds up. They get quieter when everyone else gets louder. They find clarity when everyone else finds confusion. That's not a coincidence. That's training. That's discipline. That's understanding the power of the breath. Most arguments that destroy relationships happen in the heat of the moment. Words get said that can't be taken back. Actions born from temporary emotions create permanent damage. But imagine if before responding to that text, before answering that accusation, before making that decision, you took 3 deep breaths. Just 3, the conversation changes. The outcome changes, your future changes. Emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about creating space between what you feel and how you respond. It's about owning your emotions instead of letting them own you. And that space, that tiny gap between stimulus and response, that's where your power lies. That's where wisdom enters. That's where you find solutions instead of creating bigger problems. I've made million-dollar decisions under extreme pressure, and I've made split-second choices on television in front of millions of viewers. What I've learned is that my quality of decision making directly correlates with my ability to stay calm. The more pressure I feel, the more I need to slow down. The more urgent the situation seems, the more I need to breathe before acting. There's a reason why in every emergency procedure, the first instruction is to stay calm. It's not just feel-good advice, it's practical wisdom. A calm mind can assess options. A calm mind can remember training. A calm mind can notice details that a panicked mind misses. In almost every crisis, your calmness isn't just beneficial, it's essential. It might even be the difference between life and death. We live in a microwave world where everybody wants everything right now. But real success is slow, cooked. The patience to keep working when results ain't showing yet, that's what makes champions. I study successful people. It's a habit of mine. And one thing I've noticed is that almost all of them understood the power of delayed gratification. They were willing to say no to what they wanted now so they could say yes to something better later, while others were financing cars they couldn't afford. These folks were investing in businesses that would eventually buy them any car they wanted. The marshmallow test is a famous experiment where they put kids in a room with a marshmallow. They tell them, you can eat this marshmallow now, or if you wait 15 minutes, you can have 2 marshmallows. They followed those kids for decades. And the ones who could wait, who could delay gratification, ended up with better grades, better health, better relationships, better everything in life. 15 minutes of patience as a child predicted decades of success as an adult. Look at any meaningful achievement, building a business, losing significant weight, mastering a craft, writing a book. None of these happens overnight. They all require the ability to work today for results you might not see for months or even years. Most people quit during this gap between effort and reward. They plant seeds on Monday and dig them up on Friday when they don't see results. But anything worth growing takes time. I remember building my career. There were years, literal years, where I was putting in maximum effort and seeing minimum results. Driving hundreds of miles to perform for crowds so small I could count them on my fingers. But I understood something crucial. I understood that those seemingly empty years weren't empty at all. They were full of learning, full of growth, full of the kind of experience you can't get any other way. I was building a foundation that would eventually support everything else. Patience isn't passive. Let me make that clear. Real patience is one of the most active forces in the universe. It's not about sitting around waiting for something to happen. It's about continuing to take action while understanding that meaningful results take time. It's about showing up day after day when the excitement has worn off and the novelty has faded. That's where the magic happens. The ability to delay gratification is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. Start small. Save instead of spending. Choose the workout over the TV show. Pick the salad over the fries. With each choice for the long term over the short term, you're not just building a better future, you're building a better you. You're developing the character that success requires. Fear is natural. Even I get scared. But your vision for your life has got to be so compelling that it pulls you through that fear. When the why is strong enough, the how becomes easier. I've stood backstage at some of the biggest venues in the world, heart pounding, palms sweating, wondering if I really belong there. Fear doesn't disappear with success. Sometimes it grows. The bigger the opportunity, the bigger the fear. But what I've learned is that fear is actually a signpost. It's pointing toward your growth. If you're not scared, you're probably not stretching yourself enough. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't isn't the absence of fear. It's having a vision so powerful, so meaningful, so personal that you're willing to feel the fear and move forward anyway. When I was living in my car, what got me through wasn't courage. It was clarity. I could see my future so clearly that even homelessness couldn't dim that vision. Your brain is designed to protect you from danger, from discomfort, from anything unfamiliar. That's why fear shows up whenever you step towards something new. It's your brain's way of saying, this isn't safe, this isn't certain, let's go back to what we know. But growth and comfort never ride the same horse. You've got to be willing to embrace discomfort for the sake of your vision. Think about the people who inspire you most. The ones who changed history, who overcame impossible odds, who made a lasting impact. Every single one of them felt fear. Every one of them had moments of doubt. What separated them wasn't fearlessness, it was a vision. They could see something others couldn't see. They could feel something others couldn't feel. And that vision pulled them through their darkest moments. I want you to do an exercise right now. Close your eyes and see yourself achieving that dream. See it in vivid detail. How does it feel? Who's there with you? What changes in your life? What impact are you having on others? The more real you can make that vision, the more detailed and emotionally charged, the more power it has to pull you through obstacles. Your vision needs daily attention. Fear is automatic, but vision requires maintenance. Fear will wake you up at 3 a.m. all by itself, but vision needs to be consciously reviewed and renewed. That's why I recommend starting every day by reconnecting with your vision. Before you check your phone, before you get bombarded with other people's priorities, remind yourself what you're working toward and why it matters. Being strong isn't about never falling down. It's about the choices you make when you're at your lowest. Choose dignity over drama. Choose responsibility over excuses. That's real strength. Strong people understand that life is a series of choices. Every day, every hour, sometimes every minute, you're choosing. Choosing what to focus on. Choosing what meaning to assign to events. Choosing whether to act or to wait. Choosing whether to grow or to stagnate. Most people make these choices unconsciously, reacting based on habit or emotion. Strong people make these choices consciously, with intention and awareness. One of the strongest choices you can make is to take full responsibility for your life. Not partial responsibility, not responsibility with conditions. Full 100% ownership of where you are and where you're going. This doesn't mean blaming yourself for circumstances beyond your control. It means acknowledging your power to respond to any circumstance in a way that moves you forward, rather than keeps you stuck. I meet people all the time who are waiting for someone else to fix their problems, waiting for the government, waiting for their spouse, waiting for their boss, waiting for some magical opportunity to fall from the sky. But strong people understand that waiting for rescue is a weak position. They may accept help when it's offered, but they don't base their plans on it. They ask, what can I do right now with what I have, where I am? Drama's addictive. Complaining is addictive. Blaming is addictive. These give you a temporary emotional release and sometimes even get you attention and sympathy. But they're emotional junk food. They might feel good in the moment, but they leave you weaker over time. Strong people choose the harder path of quiet dignity over the easy path of loud drama. They channel that energy into solutions instead of complaints. The choices that build the most strength are usually the ones nobody sees. The choice to forgive when you could hold a grudge. The choice to keep your word when breaking it would be easier. The choice to do the right thing when nobody would know if you did wrong. The choice to keep going when you have every reason to quit. These unseen choices shape your character, and your character shapes your destiny. You know why some people stay calm under pressure? Because they prepared. They put in work when nobody was watching. Preparation breeds confidence, and confidence creates calmness. I've interviewed some of the most successful people on the planet, champions in every field. And here's what I noticed: they're not scrambling before big moments. They're not cramming last minute. They're surprisingly calm. Why? Because they've already done the work. They've practiced so much that when the spotlight comes on, it's just another rep. Think about emergency responders. When disaster strikes, they're the calmest people on the scene. Not because they're naturally more relaxed than everyone else, but because they've trained for these scenarios hundreds of times. They've mentally rehearsed, they've physically practiced. They've developed protocols. Their calmness isn't accidental. It's the natural result of thorough preparation. Most anxiety comes from feeling unprepared. When you're facing a situation and you know deep down that you haven't done the work, that's when panic sets in. That's when you start looking for shortcuts, start making excuses, start hoping for luck to save you. But luck isn't a strategy. Preparation is. And the beautiful thing about preparation is that it's entirely within your control. I prepare obsessively for everything I do. People see me on stage or on TV and think it's all natural, all improvised. They don't see the hours of research, the practice sessions, the run-throughs, the adjustments. I respect my audience too much to wing it. I respect my craft too much to rely on talent alone. And because I've done the work beforehand, I can be present in the moment. I can be calm when it counts. Preparation isn't just about acquiring skills or knowledge. It's also about anticipating challenges. It's about asking yourself, what could go wrong here? What obstacles might I face? What questions might come up? And then developing contingency plans. The most prepared people aren't just ready for things to go right, they're ready for things to go wrong. And that readiness gives them a calmness that others mistake for natural confidence. There's a difference between preparation and perfectionism. Preparation is about being ready. Perfectionism is about being flawless. One sets you up for success, the other sets you up for stress. You don't need perfect preparation, just thorough preparation. You need to know your material well enough that even when curveballs come, as they always do, you have a solid foundation to stand on while you adjust. Look around at all the overnight successes, then look closer. Behind every overnight success is about 15 years of hard work that nobody saw. Patient people understand the power of compound interest in all areas of life. I'm fascinated by bamboo. Certain species of bamboo barely break the surface for 5 years. 5 years of watering, fertilizing, tending to what looks like nothing. Then suddenly, in just 6 weeks, they grow 90 feet. But that growth wasn't really 6 weeks. It was 5 years and 6 weeks. During those first 5 years, the bamboo was developing an elaborate root system that could support its explosive growth. Your life works the same way. We overestimate what we can accomplish in a day, but we dramatically underestimate what we can accomplish in a decade. Patient people understand this. They don't get